Necromancy refers to divination through consulting the dead, and the Bible strongly condemns it as an abomination tied to idolatry and forbidden spiritual practices. Leviticus 19:31 warns against turning to mediums or necromancers as it defiles people and violates God's command. Leviticus 19:31. New King James Version says, "Give no regard to mediums and familiar spirits. Do not seek after them, to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God." Leviticus 26 in 2027, stoning for mediums or necromancers and cutting off those who seek them from the community. Leviticus 26. New King James Version says, "And the person who turns to mediums and familiar spirits to prostitute himself with them, I will set my face against that person and cut him off from his people." Deuteronomy 18:10-12 lists necromancy alongside sorcery and divination as detestable acts borrowed from pagan nations. Deuteronomy 18:10-12, New King James Version says, "One who practices witchcraft or a soothsayer, or one who interprets omens or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord." Isaiah 8:19 mocks seeking the dead instead of God, urging reliance on divine instruction. Prophets like Jeremiah and Ezekiel strongly oppose related mourning or burial rites linked to necromancy. God banned necromancy in the Old Testament to protect Israel, in the Bible from idolatry, demonic deception, and reliance on sources other than himself. Necromancy bypassed God's sovereignty by seeking hidden knowledge or power through spirits of the dead, or demons posing as them, violating the exclusive covenant relationship where biblical Israel was back then to trust prophets and divine revelation alone. It was linked to pagan practices of surrounding nations, like ancestor cults or divination, which defiled God's people and promoted spiritual uncleanness. Leviticus 19:31, Deuteronomy 18:10-12. Such rituals are dangerous because it opens practitioners to demonic influence or attack as Satan seeks to destroy, rather than provide truth, 1 Peter 5:8, rather than the wisdom God so freely offers. James 1:5. Biblical examples like Saul's consultation with the witch of Endor in 1 Samuel 28 show it leads to judgment and downfall, reinforcing God's jealousy for undivided loyalty. First, necromancy involves demons and opens, whomever practices it, to demonic attack. Satan and his demons seek to destroy. It is the enemy, the devil, who walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. The idea that dead people's spirits can be contacted for any information is not of God. Those who practice this are actually contacting evil, demonic, familiar spirits, not the spirits of their dead loved ones. There is actually no communication between the dead and the living. Seances that are designed for individuals or groups to hear or speak to the dead is a way to take advantage by the enemy as dangerous portals are opened. That is why purposely seeking to speak with your ancestors for help, information, or guidance for your life is so dangerous. You may think you are talking to your mom, grandmother, aunts, or uncles, etc., but are talking to demonic darkness. Beware! People who consult the dead are not relying on the true and living God who created the heavens and the earth for information regarding their lives. God, who knows everything, including when the last day will be, says that talking to the dead ancestors is an abomination. So who do you pray to regarding information concerning your life and your life choices? Please ask yourself if you seek answers from talking to a deceased loved one who is a familiar spirit, or do you call out to the true and living God who already knows all about you, loves you, and is always watching over everything that happens in the earth, both the good and the evil? Proverbs 15:3.